All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking more Knicks tape because this team, if you didn't know it already, last night against the Boston Celtics, you probably figured it out because this team has not only won 9 straight, they are the hottest team in the NBA. They're actually now one of the best teams in the NBA just in general. This squad is taking down championship caliber teams, playoff caliber teams. Here's the list. They've won 12 of their last 14, let alone this win streak right now. They're just genuinely good. All right. Boston were 2 of those wins. And last night it was without Jalen Brunson, the OGPG, the guy who's having an all-star, all-NBA, arguably, sneaker pick season. Emmanuel quickly had a career night. They beat Boston twice. You can't use Jaylen Brown didn't play because Jaylen Brown played. They beat Miami twice, Philadelphia, Utah, Brooklyn twice, Atlanta, Washington, New Orleans, and then Orlando. All of those teams that I just named, except the Orlando Magic, are currently in the playoffs. All of them are in the playoffs. All right. So they're beating playoff and final caliber teams. They're doing it with swagger. This is an extremely young team, and you can tell they have a chip on their shoulder, and they're not giving up. All right, this team is officially legit. Now, I'm not going to go out as far to say as they're 100% going to make the finals. I think the Eastern Conference Finals, as the games go by, is becoming more and less outrageous. People are finally realizing this, and Knicks fans have been with this team all season long. All season long. What do good teams do? What do great teams do? Great teams find ways to win. They find ways to win. You're going up against arguably the best duo in basketball, or at least now after this last year's trade deadline, undisputedly one of the best duos in basketball in Brown and Tatum. All right, and you took them down. You took them down on the road without your starting star point guard in Jalen Brunson. We're going to talk Knicks today. If you haven't figured that out, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NBA content. And I got to say, I'm all aboard the Knicks train right now. Knicks tape for the season because this is so fun to watch. Julius Randle playing at his all-NBA self. But just if we zoom out for a quick second, in the last 6 weeks or so, since the Knicks have gone to a 9-man rotation, the New York Knicks are a top 10 offense and defense. Both of them. Thibodeau is finally, people are kind of forgetting about all of their first half takes of, he's not a good coach. He can't win. He doesn't develop players. It's all of that it's out the window. All right. This Knicks team is unrespected in the league, and they're starting to get that respect. It's definitely deserving, and they definitely should be worthy of respect. They're worthy of my respect, but I think teams in the Eastern Conference right now are like, oof, I don't really want to play the Knicks. And sooner rather than later, it's going to be, how far can the Knicks really go? I don't want to get into playoff talks here, but if I had to pick one team right now, the Cleveland Cavaliers and the New York Knicks, 7 days of the week, I'm going to take the New York Knicks. Now, obviously, Jalen Brunson didn't play. Emmanuel quickly is an absolute stud. He should be the 6th man of the year. All right. This is something we called on this channel weeks ago. This is something we called on my daily NBA show months ago. Where is Emmanuel quickly in these 6th man of the year awards? And now, especially after last night's career high, just showing up in both overtimes and winning them the game, essentially, he's definitely going to be, and I've seen his name the last week or so finally climb up that ladder. I just thought the disrespect was crazy because Emmanuel quickly's having a really solid year. Even statistical, 13.5 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. He's shooting 45% from the field, 37% from downtown. He's been great. All right. I don't know what it is. I haven't seen him in the 6th man all season long. I get it that the stats aren't, in today's day and age, people love the statistic. He's not averaging 20 points. Well, he's only getting 28 minutes off of the bench. But ever since we came back from All-Star break, you're getting at least 15 from IQ. At least 15. But it's not just IQ. All right. It's also Mitchell Robinson. Now, Mitch missed a big chunk of the start of the calendar year. All right. And his impact was kind of forgotten about. Even in just mainstream media, even though it is the New York Knicks, nobody was really talking about Mitchell Robinson's not only comeback from injury. I didn't really see it anywhere. You had to go out of your way to see, oh, Mitchell Robinson's back from injury. But he's not, the impact he has is not really talked about outside of Knicks fans and Knicks media, Knicks sports media, basketball talk, whatever. The impact of Mitchell Robinson on the defensive side has been so underpraised on the season, just in general. 7.5 points, 9.5 rebounds. He's given you almost 2 blocks per game. This guy's averaging 4.2 offensive rebounds per game. That is a difference maker right there. And that kind of gets me to my overall point. It's all of these cats, right? Jalen Brunson has been a huge impact. It's guys like IQ, Josh Hart, Mitchell Robinson. It's their whole team in general, but they're willing to go out of their way and they just hustle every play on both sides of the ball. And that's exactly the recipe. That is the blueprint to winning in the playoffs, are making your shots, finding ways to win, even if you're missing your starting star point guard. They just are finding ways to win. And the hustle and energy surrounding this team on a night in to night out basis, it doesn't matter if they are coming on a road, if they're on a road trip, if they're on a back-to-back road split. Like, it seriously doesn't matter. This Knicks team, they play so hard. They just play so hard, and you love to see it because personally, especially yesterday, New York Knicks versus Boston Celtics. Who doesn't love rivalry basketball? Like, who doesn't love it? Especially on a Sunday, the week's coming to an end. It was a beautiful basketball game, and it just goes to show you that this Knicks team, they're not going to play Boston or Milwaukee in the first round because honestly, when it's all said and done, the New York Knicks probably will get to the 4 seed, right? They're going to get there. If not, they'll be the 5th seed. You don't want to play this team regardless of if you're Milwaukee, especially if you're Boston, because they've had Boston's number all season. If you're Philly, if you're Cleveland, whatever team you are, the New York Knicks, this is the sleeper team. I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest form if they pulled like a Dallas Mavericks from last year and they made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. And a lot of casuals are like, "Oh wow, how and when did that happen?" And Knicks fans just secretly are like, "Yeah, we've been seeing this all season. We've finally put it together." And they're having kind of like a Boston-esque run from last year. I'm just saying, I'm just floating it out there. So this Knicks team, not only are they fun to watch, they're also extremely good. They're extremely legit, and they're going to make a lot of noise in the playoffs. At least that's my prediction. So hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NBA content. Knicks fans, I want to hear your thoughts down below. All fans, I want to hear your thoughts on this Knicks.